Batman creates his own villains. Batman doesn't fight Gotham's monsters, he makes them. For decades, Gotham had normal crime. Muggers, mobsters, crooked cops. Then Bruce Wayne put on the mask. And within a year, a man was painting his face and blowing up hospitals. That timing isn't a coincidence. Commissioner Gordon saw it first. At the end of Batman Begins, he warns about escalation. Batman raises the stakes and the criminals raise them right back. You wear a mask, they'll wear one too. You carry a bigger gun, they'll build a bigger bomb. The Joker even says it to his face. You complete me. He didn't show up to rob banks. He showed up because Batman exists. Take away the cape and he has no reason to be there. Here's the part that stings. Batman thinks he's the cure. The theory says he's the disease. Every villain he locks up is a response to him. Two-Face, the Riddler, Bane. None of them were terrorizing Gotham before the Bat. They crawled out because he did. He didn't clean up the crime. He made it put on a costume. So here's a question you can't shake. If Bruce had stayed home and just written checks, would Gotham actually be safer? A lot of fans think the answer is yes. The city never needed a hero. The hero needed the city to need him. And the worse Gotham gets, the more Batman is justified. It's a loop he can't escape. He fights a darkness he personally invited in. Every punch he throws builds the reason for the next one. Hold on to that idea. Batman is the source, not the solution. Because it comes back at the very end of this list, and when it does, it turns everything inside out. But first, a bigger problem. The man under that mask might not be Bruce Wayne at all. Bruce Wayne died in Crime Alley. You've been told Batman is Bruce Wayne in a costume. Flip it. What if Bruce Wayne is the costume? Start with the worst night of his life. A boy watches his mom and dad shot dead in an alley. He's 8 years old, and something in him dies right there on the pavement. The theory says Bruce Wayne died that night too. What walked home wasn't a boy anymore. It was Batman, waiting for a body to grow into. The billionaire playboy you see at parties, that's the disguise. The charming smile, the fast cars, the fake laugh at galas. All of it, an act. Bruce Wayne is the mask Batman wears in daylight. Batman is who's really under there. Listen to how he talks. In the animated series, Kevin Conroy voiced both sides. And he gave them two different voices. The soft one was Bruce. The low, cold one was Batman. But here's the twist. Conroy reportedly said his real voice, the natural one, was Batman's. Bruce Wayne was the one he had to fake. The mask isn't the cowl. The mask is the smile. Sit with that. The guy you like, the one you root for, is the performance. Under it is someone colder, someone who never healed, someone who only feels real in the dark, hunting. Bruce doesn't want a normal life. He can't have one. That kid died decades ago in an alley. Everything since is a war he's fighting with a dead boy's face. That's why he'll never stop. You can't retire from being Batman if there's no Bruce Wayne to retire into. There's no off switch for grief this deep, so he keeps going, forever. But Batman isn't the only one hiding behind a mask. His greatest enemy might be covering up something far worse. And it's not a punchline. The Joker was a war veteran. Where does a random clown learn to do all this? Watch The Dark Knight again. The Joker isn't just crazy. He's skilled. He handles military-grade explosives like he's done it for years. He wires a whole hospital to blow. He plans ambushes with a soldier's precision. He fights trained men and wins. That's not chaos. That's training. So fans built an origin the movie never gives you. The Joker was a soldier. Special forces, maybe. A man who went to war and came back wrong. It explains everything. The comfort around death. The total lack of fear. The way he treats killing like a job he's already numb to. War does that to people. Watch how he moves in a fight. No wasted motion. No panic. Just a man who's clearly done this before, in places the movie never bothers to show you. And the scars? He tells a different story every single time. One version, his father did it. Another, he did it to himself. Fans say that's classic trauma behavior. A broken man who can't say what really happened, so he keeps making it up. Even the obsession with plans fits. Soldiers live by orders. Maybe the Joker came home, found a world where no orders made sense, and decided chaos was the only honest answer left. He's not a random psychopath. He's what war can turn a person into. And that's the scariest version of all, because it's believable. We've all met men who came back different. This one just stopped hiding it. So the Joker might be a broken man wearing a smile. A victim, in his own twisted way. Which makes the next theory even harder to swallow. Because it says Batman, the hero, the one with the rule, did the one thing he swore he never would, to this exact man. Batman already killed the Joker. Batman has one rule. He doesn't kill. It's the whole line between him and the monsters he hunts. But a lot of very smart people think he broke it, and nobody noticed for 30 years. Keep that in the back of your mind, because the proof is hiding on a single page. The story is The Killing Joke, one of the darkest Batman comics ever made. At the end, Batman finally corners the Joker. Instead of fighting, the Joker tells him a joke. It's about two men trying to escape an asylum. Then something strange happens. Batman laughs. The Joker laughs. The two of them stand in the rain, laughing together. And then the laughter just stops. Grant Morrison wrote Batman for years. He's one of the biggest names in comics. And Morrison says that ending hides a murder. His take: Batman reaches out, snaps the Joker's neck, and that's why the laughing cuts off. That's why the light goes out. That's why it's called the killing joke.
Look at that final page and you almost see it. Batman reaches toward the Joker. 2 panels later, silence. The rain keeps falling. The Joker never makes another sound. Now, not everyone buys it. Alan Moore, who wrote it, says they just shared a laugh. Others say the hand lands on the shoulder, not the throat. It's meant to be ambiguous, but once Morrison says it out loud, you can't unsee it. The whole story is about proving Batman and the Joker are the same. One bad day and anyone snaps. So what better ending than Batman finally snapping? His one rule, broken in the dark. His entire identity is built on not killing, and the greatest Joker story ever told might be the exact moment he did. Speaking of endings that aren't what they seem, there's a Batman death hiding in plain sight in one of the biggest movies ever made. Bruce Wayne died in The Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises gives you a happy ending. Bruce Wayne lives. He fakes his death, walks away from the Cape, and turns up at a cafe in Italy with Selina Kyle. Alfred spots him across the room. They share a look. Credits roll. Everybody's happy. Except that ending might be a lie. And the movie tells you so, if you're paying attention. The theory says Bruce Wayne died. What you're watching is a fantasy. Go back to the climax. Bruce flies a nuclear bomb out over the ocean to save Gotham. The blast goes off. Then we're told the Batwing had an autopilot that saved him at the last second. Here's the catch. That fix feels convenient. Too clean. Too easy. Almost like something a grieving mind would invent. Now rewind earlier in the film. Alfred tells Bruce about a daydream. He pictures Bruce alive, at a cafe in Florence, with a wife. No words needed. Just a nod across the room, and Alfred would know he finally found peace. That's a speech about a wish, and at the end, the wish comes true, frame for frame. The cafe, the nod, no dialogue. It matches Alfred's daydream so perfectly, it might not be real at all. The theory says we're not watching Bruce survive. We're watching what Alfred hoped happened. The old man sits in that cafe, stares at an empty table, and imagines the ending he needed. Bruce alive, Bruce free, Bruce finally at peace. It's the only way Alfred forgives himself. The autopilot is the story he tells himself, so the guilt doesn't crush him. It's beautiful. It's also probably a lie. But here's the thought that should really scare you. What if it's not just the ending that's imaginary? What if none of it ever happened, and Bruce never even left his cell? The Arkham theory. What if Batman never left Arkham Asylum? Not as a visitor, as a patient. Here's the version that breaks your brain. Bruce Wayne isn't a hero. He's an inmate. Everything you've been watching happens inside his head. There's no Batmobile. There's a padded cell. And every villain he fights is a broken piece of his own mind. Look at the Rogues Gallery. Really look. Two-Face is a man split into good and evil. That's Bruce's own duality, the socialite and the vigilante. Scarecrow runs on fear. Bruce's whole life is built on one fear, that night in the alley. The Riddler is obsessed, brilliant, can't let a puzzle go. So is Bruce. And the Joker? The Joker is pure chaos. He's everything Bruce keeps locked down, the rage he won't let himself feel. Every enemy is a mirror. Each one carries a piece of Bruce he buried after his parents died. He didn't beat his trauma, he split it into costumes and gave it names. Gotham is the delusion. The rain, the rooftops, the endless night. A world a broken man built so he'd have something to fight. Because a hero saving a city sounds better than an orphan in a hospital gown. And here's where it connects. Remember theory number 1? Batman creates his own villains. Now lay it on top of this one. If the villains are pieces of Bruce's mind, he isn't just creating them out in Gotham. He's creating them in here. 2 theories, 1 answer. Every monster in this city comes from one broken man. Real or not, the source never changes. It was always him. So next time you watch Batman stalk a rooftop, ask one thing. Is he saving a city? Or is he the only thing in it that was ever real? 6 theories, and the darkest one was hiding inside the first.